What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of SSX-1, and welcome back to the channel. We have Season 33, War Number 7, SSX-1 versus SAS. We need to try to get back in the winners column. And then you see the title of this video, Worst Tier 1 Death of All Time. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, I don't know if it's actually the worst one of all time, but I can definitely tell you the way I was feeling after it and the stupidity of what happened throughout that particular fight, it definitely felt like it was the worst fight of all time. And I may have contemplated retirement for more than an hour while I was driving back from work. Oh, it was just incredibly painful to go through this. But anyways, let's not ruin the glorious surprise, and let's start it off. So yeah, we're up against SSX-1, 3102 rating versus our 3186. And I've got my normal Penny versus Void fight in the first one. So with the exception of last war, where I didn't actually have to take this fight, I've taken this in almost every war video for the last 9, let's say. So again, as you've all seen and heard me go through this before, I like to keep track of the timer, use the S1, and that's about it. Like, don't get hit to the face, don't get any of the debuffs on you so his fury doesn't pop up. And yeah, the most important thing is obviously just to pay attention to the hit count. So again, I fast forwarded through this fight. It's nice that with my R4 Penny it at least goes way faster than it was before. But not to kind of bore you with this particular thing, because we all know that's not why you're here, and that's not why you've probably tuned into this video this time. But again, overall, pretty clean fight. I had a couple debuffs on me right at the beginning, which caused some issues. I don't know why I didn't just throw the S1 there to end it. But anyway, the pretty safe fight. I've taken it every time and never really felt like I was at risk. So in this second one, I've got Havok. I've got Iceman, also taken this a couple times in previous videos. So again, fast forwarded this one a little bit more, because although now my Iceman's at least an R3, so he's hitting slightly harder, it's definitely not a very interesting fight. Again, I try to keep my ice armor up at all times, try not to take any hits, and I build to my S3 just to basically hold on to it as a fail-safe in case, for whatever reason, I do take a shot to the face and my ice armor gets taken off. So again, unfortunately, I believe this was the fastest I could fast forward it without actually just skipping the fight altogether. So I'll try to just ramble on a little bit more until we get to... No, I'm just kidding. No, so again, for whatever reason, the reparries here weren't really working for me. But overall, I think I came out of this fight with a full yellow bar of health. So, which is always good, because at the end of the day, regardless of how easy a fight is portrayed, you still have to take it seriously in Tier 1, because every death and every attack bonus counts. I was going to say the only, I want to say, saving grace with this in video. Like, originally I wasn't even going to put a video out, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just be that guy that, you know, just because I have one bad war or one bad fight, that I'm not going to show it for everyone to see, because that's not what I'm about. Like, yes, I do make mistakes. I'd like to think I'm an above-average player in this game. I have a good roster. I have good strategies going in usually. Have good support with our battle group officers and stuff that really coach us through a lot of the fights if we have questions. And so yeah, so anyway, in the end, I ended up making this video to poke fun at myself, just because it'll be the premiere of this video. I haven't even shared this with my battle group officers yet. So anyways, in this particular fight, this is not the one. This is... basically Domino on the hazard shift as well. My strategy here was to try to get to a penny cycle, but it seemed like every time I pushed her over a bar of power, she would gain lucky, and I didn't want to risk the evade, just because I know I'm hitting hard enough that I'm not at risk at timing out. The crit kind of fail damage that I was having was not very high, whereas in the duels initially I had it was much higher. So as soon as the first couple weren't doing that much damage, I just knew that this was going to be a very safe fight. So I would throw the special ones kind of when I could to try to get the Spidey charges up. But when you don't do it when they're crossing a bar of power to get the 3 bonus every time, it just goes longer. So as you can see, I think every single time that she crossed a bar of power, she got lucky. So I wasn't doing 5-hit combos. I was ending with 4 and sometimes even 3. And then, like I said, just playing it super, super safe. So nothing really to worry about there. Again, Penny is a monster now that she's R4 and just is fantastic for this lane. And yeah, so this next fight, here's where the fun begins. So I've got this Civil Warrior on the, what's it called, Titanius Thorns. And the worst part is, on top of that, is that the boss was actually down. So this is probably even easier than an arena fight. And for whatever reason, right there, I go into poison mode. But that's not even the worst part of this fight. Because then now I land another 5-hit combo and put him in the Hellfire mode. And again, I still haven't taken bleed, so I'm like, okay, there's nothing to worry about. For whatever reason, I completely forgot about the node. And because he doesn't have an armor up, the bleeds haven't come through yet. But then when I bait this SP2 and the armors come up, I even land a 5-hit combo as the bleeds are going on, and I didn't see them pop up. So then by the time I noticed, I got to my second set of 5-hit combos and I was already dead. I was hoping to squeeze in that last light to be able to become immune, but I didn't. So, it was extremely embarrassing, especially at this time in the fight. I think at this point we were actually up 6-5 in this, where we had 5 deaths. So that one made it 6-6. And the unfortunate thing is that's more or less how the war ended. The one thing that was kind of my saving grace was that stupidity that just happened did not cost us the war in the end. And the reason for that is that one of our members was out on vacation, had a hangover type night, referencing the movie, and a trip to Vegas, and unfortunately misplacement. So in this particular one, we ended up not having the full diversity points. Anyway, I'll get to that a little bit after. So here's my last fight. Nothing special here. Again, the boss is already down. So this is more or less just a straight arena fight. He's got an explosive personality. So I think there was one time I hit into the block, but again, it's not a difficult fight at all. And I'm so mad because I've taken some difficult fights this season and gotten either lucky or gotten through them, and just have been. I was having a really decent season to begin with. I'd only died once, and it was another kind of dumb decision that was made throughout the fight that cost me that one as well, against the I-bomb in a previous video, if you ever wanted to reference that. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I should have been able to close out this war really easily. As you can see, I still have a full bar of power. If it wasn't for those bleed hits in the previous fight, I still had a full bar of power, and it just sucks. I mean, to die and to let your battle group down, and furthermore on top of that, I was literally the only death of our battle group. We beat their battle group 2-1, and it just sucked. So anyway, in this case, like I said, SAS, they have a good alliance. We ended up tying. And even with my death, so if I had not died there, it would have been 6-5 at that particular point. We still would have lost because of the 5 diversity points that equate to about 2 deaths. So we needed them to die or have at least a 2-death differential from us to them. And unfortunately, in this case, it didn't happen. So hats off to them. Congrats, Dreamin. Is one of our buddies that plays over there. I know he'll most likely rip on me this video and in the other chats that we're in. But yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. It wasn't my greatest moment, and definitely will probably A, not live this down, and B, I will hopefully never make that mistake again, because it was such an easy fight with a perfect war on the line for our battle group, and I let everyone down, and I'm sorry for that. So just for that stupidity, not paying attention and forgetting. Anyway, I'm not going to make excuses as to why it happened and whatnot. But anyways, if you've made it this far, thanks for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.